All right, what's going on, guys? How you all doing? My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. Another Sixers game tonight as they take on the New York Knicks once again. It's a two-game set between both these teams. The Sixers, and you heard this correctly the last time, they won 79-73. It's the lowest scoring game this season in the NBA, which is absolutely wild. It was sort of like a 90s throwback, if you will. Tyrese Maxey is back in the starting lineup for the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. And lineups, well, here they are. It's Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre Jr., Mo Bamba, Tyrese Maxey, and Kyle Lowry. And for the Knicks, they got OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo, and also Jalen Brunson out there as well. Tip-off just about ready to get underway. And Bamba tips it into the hands of OG Anunoby as he'll gain possession right now. All right, officials for tonight, we got Brian Forte, Kevin Cutler, and JT Orr. A bouncer to Jalen Brunson. As the Knicks go from right to left, the Sixers will be going from left to right. DiVincenzo with a bouncer to Anunoby, who comes back into the lineup for the Knicks. And Josh Hart is able to make a shot with the shot clock expiring. And already a 2-0 ball game out at MSG. So Maxey back in a Sixers uniform, and OG Anunoby comes back for the New York Knicks. He was out a little bit of time. There's a catch and shoot trifecta from Kyle Lowry, and that's off the mark. And DiVincenzo is able to grab the rebound. Hartenstein trying to roll towards the basket and actually will hand it off to Josh Hart. So Hart was over on the near wing, 8 on the shot clock. Here's Anunoby with a step-back J in the face of Tobias Harris, and he nails it from the near corner. That was from about 10 feet or so, and it's now a 4-0 run so far by the Knicks. They're happy to get OG Anunoby back. They acquired him at the trade deadline in the Toronto trade. Harris catches, shoots from 3. That's off the mark, and Josh Hart is the one that is able to corral his miss. Brunson on the far side of the three-point line being heavily guarded by Kyle Lowry. 2 Villanova Wildcats going at it. Hartenstein gets the little pick and roll, and he's set free, and he goes down low with a dunk. A 6-0 run so far by the Knicks, and Nick Nurse not happy with how his team has come out of the gate so far. And they'll take a timeout. It's a 6-0 run with 10:21 remaining in the first quarter. OG Anunoby back out in action, and Jalen Brunson picking up where he left off too. Well, that's not what you want to see. We did also get a report on Joel Embiid, and I wanted to read this to you guys. This was just posted not too long ago from, let me pull it up really quickly. Just bear with me for 1 second. I had it up, and now I'm trying to find it again. So Tyrese Maxey is back in action for the Sixers tonight. OG Anunoby's back. But where is it? I just, okay, so 4 hours ago, Philly Sixers Galaxy, they tweeted out, quote, well, Joel Embiid, in brackets, is not anywhere close right now to coming back, but he is able to get on the court, do some light work. The hope that they have in Philly is that they can just stay in the mix for Joel Embiid to come back the last week or so of the regular season, and at least where he has a chance to get some conditioning before the playoffs, end quote. And that was reported by Ramona Shelburne on NBA Today. What's up, Seth? How you doing, my guy? Thanks so much for popping on in here. The name's Jason Joseph. You're tuning in to Play-by-Play with JJ. So, Philly Sixers Galaxy tweeted out a report from Ramona Shelburne about 4 hours ago, and they basically just said that he's not anywhere close to coming back right now. And that is, I would put that in quotation marks just from what they had to report. But they're hoping to just try to get him back the last week or so before the end of the regular season so that he can have some sort of conditioning right before the playoffs start. That's not news I want to hear. I'll be completely honest with you. That is really tough from so many different perspectives. You knew that the meniscus tear was going to be a little bit of time. It was going to take time for him to recover, but that is something that does not make me feel optimistic. About. And obviously, with Joel Embiid, that's about 75-85% of the Sixers offense, and everything changes. Every guy that's around or that's on the Sixers roster right now is so great when Joel is healthy, but this whole thing collapses when he's not healthy. So they have the right pieces for Joel. They just need him to be healthy. That's the ultimate goal. and I'm hoping that he returns to the court soon. We've been trying to get updates for weeks and weeks and weeks about when a possible return date would be, and they're still not being straightforward about it. Same thing with Robert Covington, same thing with Anthony Melton, but more importantly, Joel Embiid. That's been the really, really tough kicker for sure. I think I had something up here that I wanted to try to, there it is. Okay. We got our little standings update over here. So here are the standings right now from the 4th to 8th seed. So if you can see over towards the right side of your screen, the Knicks they have the 4 seed, and they're about half a game above the Orlando Magic. Sixers back in action as Harris catches, pulls up from 3, and that's off the mark. Sixers are 0 for 3 from the field tonight. Brunson trying to fire back with his own, and he can't do so. Lowry comes up with his miss. He'll try to take it all the way towards the lane, and the right-handed scoop is good by Kyle Lowry. And finally, the Sixers have a little bit of a response, but they're down by 4. As we're taking a look at the Eastern Conference standings, the Knicks are a half game above the Orlando Magic, and they're a game above the Sixers. They'll obviously be tied if the Sixers do win today. Hart left wide open on an island for 3, and that one goes in and out. The Sixers dodged a bullet right there. It was a great pass, too, by Dante DiVincenzo. Bamba, handoff to Maxey, back in action as he'll try to find Bamba. And Bamba it was supposed to be a little pick and roll play. It went off of Bamba's hands, but Hardenstein, I thought, touched it last. And it'll be a fresh 24 for the Knicks. Let's see here again. Nope, it bounced off of Bamba's right calf. So that was the right call. Another Sixers turnover. And the New York Knicks have possession here. All right, 9:05 left to go. All right, in the first quarter, 5 on the shot clock. Brunson with a runner, and he nails it. It's an 8-2 start so far for New York. And Jalen Brunson, a former Villanova Wildcat, who played along with Luka Doncic throughout his first couple of years in the NBA. He's been doing a very good job with this Knicks organization. Maxey pulls up from outer space and nails it. It was a catch-and-shoot 3 from beyond the arc, and it's now 8-5. So Maxey is able to hit the trifecta from 24 feet. Brunson, handoff to Hart. One more to DiVincenzo, who's left wide open for a 3, and he answers back. Of course he does. 11-5 now. New York up by 2 possessions. DiVincenzo, a very strong three-point shooter for this Knicks offense. Maxey trying to drive it inside. A bouncer to Oubre for a tray, and that one is corralled by Hardenstein. Josh Hart with a little handoff and a shovel pass. That was more of a shovel pass, if you will, to Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby now, what's he going to do? He'll kick it out to Jalen Brunson. Brunson at the top of the key wants to dance on Tobias Harris. He'll try to get going, and the left-handed underscoop is no good. Good contest by Tobias Harris. Maxey comes up with it, and he'll try to take it coast to coast. The right-handed underscoop layup is good as gold by Tyrese Maxey. 5 straight points for the Sixers, and they've been scored by Tyrese Maxey himself with maximum effort. Brunson gets the handoff at the logo, a fake pick and roll, if you will. Hart is the one that passes it down low to Hardenstein, and we have a foul on Mo Bamba. With 9 on the shot clock, it was a personal foul, not in the act of shooting, and it's still 11-7. So Brunson, as soon as Hardenstein was rolling towards the basket, thought maybe there was going to be a little pick-and-roll action, but they decided to just give it up to Hart first, who was on the near wing at the three-point line. Brunson gets the inbound here, steps back, almost lost his dribble. 5 on the shot clock. He'll have to kick it out to Hart. Hart with a bouncer to Anunoby from the near corner for 3, and that one goes in. A 14-7 start. OG Anunoby able to get the long ball to go. The Knicks are 2 for 4 from downtown. Sixers just 1 for 4. That 3 was made by Tyrese Maxey. 14-7 start, 6:55 remaining in the first quarter. Bamba at the top of the perimeter, and he'll find Oubre on the near wing at the three-point line. It was knocked loose by Josh Hart and stolen away by OG Anunoby. Here's Hart on the other end. Back out to Brunson. Pump fake, three-pointer. He nails it. and kisses that basketball goodbye as it goes in. 17-7 start for the Knicks. And the Sixers, they have got to try to dial something up out of this timeout. They're usually really good at doing that. Nick Nurse has really been a great head coach in that sort of regard, where the team comes out and responds after a poor start, but not that time. And hopefully they try to respond very soon. All right. Okay. We're doing something a little bit differently tonight. I'm trying to really focus more on diversifying my terms. Really tonight, that's going to be something that I really try to do and implement in tonight's stream, because I really want to expand my vocabulary on here, and I think that that'll make the broadcast even more professional. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when I upload. We covered the Sixers, we covered the Phillies, we covered the Eagles on here. Seth, I really appreciate you so much for coming on here. It really means a lot. It truly, truly does. Whether you're a basketball fan, a Sixers fan, a Phillies or a baseball fan, or even just an NFL fan, we really do try to give you the best play-by-play that we possibly can. We try to make it as professional as possible. We know that the digital media world is taking over, so please spread the love and spread the words to your friends and tell them about this channel. Not only do we just do basketball, but we do a lot of other things too, and I'm really excited for opening day, because I know that we're going to have a very, very big crowd for that type of action when the Phillies are in return for their season. Mike Boyd is just a JJ fan. If you're just a fan of JJ too, I'm putting myself in the third person here. I don't know why I'm doing that. If you're a fan of me, if you love me, then yeah, subscribe to the channel. Guys, we're on the road to 1,800 subscribers. If we can get there before opening day, that would be absolutely incredible. Again, tell your friends, tell your family about this channel. If you guys know people that love Philly sports or that love listening to an actual radio play-by-play call while having you guys on here as color commentators without taking any timeouts, please make sure that you tell your friends about this channel. It's 1-1. Oh, the Flyers just tied it. Okay, good. Good stuff. Keep us in the loop with what's going on. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know, I wish I could fix this. Sometimes, like the little ninja chat, when I minimize or make the screen smaller, I should say, it just clobbers things up, and I have to re-expand the ninja chat so that way I can just display everything on here. Oh, the Flyers gave up a late goal. Oh, that sucks. Wait, you said Flyers tied 1-1. Oh, okay. I thought that you meant the Flyers tied it. Ugh, I gotta, again, English language. It's tied 1-1 in the Flyers game. I got it. I understand. I thought you said Flyers tied it, but I can't do that. All right, OG Anunoby. He's been averaging about 15.5 points per game this season. He's now 26 years old. He's 6'7", 240 pounds. He missed a little bit of time with the New York Knicks. He was out for a little while because he had surgery on his elbow, and that was about a month ago, so he was out for about 5 to 6 weeks. It's 17-7, New York up by 10. Lowry gets the inbound, 10 on the shot clock. He dribbles underneath the basket, tries to find Campaign, who's in there for the Sixers, who will let it fly from way downtown, and he clanks it off the front of the rim, and Hardenstein is able to catch his miss. The Sixers are 3 for 8 from the field. They really struggled in the last game offensively, and the Knicks, you figured that they were going to try to respond out of the gate, and certainly they have. 8 on the shot clock as Anunoby drives it. The ball gets knocked loose. Anunoby still back up with his dribble. He's on the near corner. Pump fake over Kyle Lowry. Three-point shot is up, and that one goes in and out. Hardenstein with the offensive rebound, and he tips it up and in. That was actually Josh Hart that was able to do that. The Sixers could not box him out, and Hart, who had a lot of rebounds in his last game, almost had a double-double, and it's a 19-7 game. He picks up where he left off, too. Payne with a runner with the left hand, finishes, and is able to turn it into gold. 19-9. Sixers have taken 2 timeouts. The Knicks have not taken any so far. 5:25 left to go in the opening quarter. Brunson, Hardenstein, DiVincenzo, Hart, and Anunoby out there for the Knicks. Hart tries to part the Red Sea, scissors his way through towards the basket, and finishes with the underhanded scoop, 21-9. Oubre in there for the Sixers. Lowry, Reed, and Payne and Batum out there as well. Lowry with the pick and roll to Paul Reed down low. The ball gets slapped away, by Hardenstein in a very late foul call. I thought maybe it was all ball, but we have to wait and see what happened here once again. It looked like that was just a clean play. Reed maybe made a little bit of contact down low, but they're not going to challenge this, and Hardenstein's going to come out, and we'll have Paul Reed go to the line. They say it was a shooting foul nonetheless. 4 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Paul Reed averaging 7 points per game. And how about this? 5 rebounds, but the crazy thing about Paul Reed as he misses the first foul shot is that he's shooting 41% from 3. And that's really significant because he's made a couple of threes, or a three-point shot, I should say, in 5 out of his last 6 games. And this is a guy who was told not to take a lot of threes by the former head coach of the Sixers, Doc Rivers. And now Nick Nurse has sort of made him into a stretch 4. The second foul shot is off the mark, so Reed does go 0 for 2 from the line. The Sixers only have 1 assist. The Knicks have 7. Just wanted to point that out. Here's Precious Achiuwa, who was also acquired in the OG Anunoby trade. Achiuwa left alone, but will hand it off to Anunoby. 3.5 on the shot clock. A little dribble handoff to Achiuwa down the lane, but it goes out of bounds. And it'll still be Knicks ball with 2.6 seconds on the shot clock. And 4 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter. There was a little bit of some physicality between Brunson and I think it was Paul Reed, but nonetheless, they play it on. Brunson got jabbed up a little bit in the face. Anunoby gets the dribble handoff, 1 on the shot clock, and the runner's up, and that's no good. Offensive rebound by Achiuwa. The Sixers could not box him out. Brunson back out to Hart on the far wing as the Knicks go from right to left. Dribble handoff to Anunoby, who will try to dribble over Buddy Hield, who comes in for the Sixers. Double team coming. Anunoby with a prayer, no good, and a shot clock violation called as DiVincenzo could not get the shot off in time. The Sixers, again, they did dodge a bullet. They played really good defense, but you got to box out on the rebounds. It's just really crazy. I was actually at a game last night. I went to go see the Blue Coats with RB and with Sean Bernard and DFJ Hoops, and shout out to all of them as Maxey pulls up from 3 and hits it from another area code. 21-12. We'll get back to the point in just a few moments, but Tyrese Maxey able to make both threes by Philadelphia. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Sixers cut the deficit to single digits. 3:54 remaining. 8 on the shot clock. Brunson on the drive. Will dribble over towards the right side. Goes up with a shot, and he can't get it, but he's fouled nonetheless. And Paul Reed is the one that's called guilty for committing the foul. So going back to my point that the Sixers really have not done a good job at rebounding, that's not just at the high level, that's also in the G League level too, because they don't have a lot of bodies. They lost Kenneth Lofton Jr. They also lost Darius Baisley as well, who were their tallest guys. And when they played against the Maine Celtics yesterday, who were the G League affiliate, of course, of the Boston Celtics, well, they were getting beaten up on the glass in so many different ways. And that's just really been a problem from an organizational standpoint. 22-12 as Brunson is able to hit the first foul shot this trip around. All right. So Brunson at the line for one more. It's 22-12, and the second foul shot, he can't get it to go. Paul Reed is able to climb the ladder and catch his miss. Maxey, Reed, Hield, Batum, and Payne all out there for Philadelphia. Batum with a bouncer to Reed, who's on the high post. He'll hand it off to Maxey. Dribble over towards the left side as he tries to go through traffic, but he turns it over. It's swatted away by DiVincenzo. Here's Bojan Bogdanovic with a little handoff to Hart. Hart tries to pass it outside. It's deflected off the hands of Batum, but nonetheless lands into the hands of DiVincenzo. 10 on the clock. A little strip from Cam Payne as it goes into bounds. Dante DiVincenzo tried to drive it in towards the lane. He was looking at a 3-2 zone, and he wanted to just take advantage of the zone and try to break it, but he wasn't able to do so. 10 on the shot clock, and Brunson will take a quick seat as Miles McBride will come on in. All right. Bojan Bogdanovic gets the inbound. 5 on the shot clock. Kick out to McBride, and we have a whistle that was made on, I guess, Nick Batum. It's a personal foul. He made a little bit of contact. He shoved, I think he shoved Bojan Bogdanovic just a little bit. So they'll reset the shot clock to 14, and the Knicks have to inbound it from the Sixers bench area. 3:09 left in the first quarter. Achua hands it off to Bogdanovic at the top of the perimeter. Hart again left wide open. Pump fake as he gets past Maxey. He'll try to go into the lane, and one more to Achua as he puts it up and in with the left-handed hook shot. And now the Knicks have doubled the lead. The Sixers down by a dozen. 24 to 12 in this game. Payne at the top of the perimeter again. Wants to dance all over Achua. Dribbles over towards the right. Kicks it out to Maxey. Maxey left alone. Puts up a 3 again. And he's human. Offensive rebound by Buddy Hield, who catches the rebound and can't put up the elbow jumper. He was left wide open and just could not hit that easy too. Hield, Maxey, Batum, Reed, and of course Payne all out there. Hart with a little pass to Achua. DiVincenzo rolls it with a little bouncer inside to Precious Achua. Again, they just keep spamming the pick and roll, and the underhanded scoop is good again by the Knicks. Maxey lets it fly with an elbow jumper. No good. And another rebound by Josh Hart, who tries to find Miles McBride, another Sixers killer. And he'll hand it off to Bojan Bogdanovic. The Sixers not doing a good job scoring the basketball so far. They're getting the looks. They just can't cash in. DiVincenzo off the catch and shoot. Lets it fly. And Buddy Hield right there at the right time. The grab is missed again. 1:43 remaining in the opening quarter at MSG. Payne dribbles over towards the right and gets McBride to buy in on the little pump fake, but can't finish through traffic. DiVincenzo got knocked up a little bit by Maxey out in transition, but the whistles remain silent. Achua with the ball, and he fakes the dribble handoff to Dante DiVincenzo. Buddy Hield and Achua trying to fight for the loose ball on the ground, and I think that they'll signal that there'll be a jump ball, but we have to wait and see what happens. Don't want to screw everybody and provide any sort of misdirection or illusions. Bojan Bogdanovic averaging about 13.5 points per game. They also got Precious Achua, who also gives them some more depth, and Alec Burks, and there's Shake Milton, a former Sixer, off the bench. So it will be a jump ball between Reed and Achua, two guys that stand at 6'9". All right, here we go. Reed tries to poke it up, and it goes out of bounds towards the scoreboard, the scorer's table, I should say, and it'll be New York basketball with 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 26-12. Tyrese Maxey has scored more than half of the Sixers' points, and that's really been it's been pitiful from the Sixers' offensive side. They've gotten the looks. They just have not been able to knock down a lot of shots. Hart on the near wing, 3 on the clock. He'll have to kick it off to Achua, who will put up a shot with time expiring. No good. Poked by DiVincenzo as he tried to get it in, and Maxey comes up with it. He's off to the races. Gets past 3 defenders. One to the foul call. Didn't get it, but he got the layup to go again. 26-14. Tyrese Maxey faster than everybody out there on the court. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 50 on the game clock to end the first quarter. DiVincenzo tries to get a screen by Achua, and Maxey gets helped up by a couple of Sixers teammates, and they're going to call an illegal screen on Achua. Sixers will get the ball back. 26-14, 48.8 seconds left in the first quarter. Tom Thibodeau, the head coach for the New York Knicks, he's going face-to-face again with Nick Nurse. Who will win the coaching battle? That's the question. 14 points scored in the paint by New York and just 8 for the Sixers. Maxey has scored the last 8 points for Philadelphia, and he has it over at the top of the key. He'll dribble over towards the left side. DiVincenzo almost swiped it away. The runner goes up, and it was airballed, and it's going to go New York's way. The shot clock was expiring. Forgot to mention that. But nonetheless, Tyrese Maxey put up a very weird-looking type of a jumper from the far elbow. And 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 20 on the shot clock. McBride having a little staring contest with Buddy Hield. So McBride dribbles over towards the logo. 10 on the shot clock. Screen comes by Achua. Decides not to use it, but we have a whistle made on Buddy Hield. And that'll put the Knicks in the bonus, I believe. Maybe they have one more foul to give. Actually, they do have one more foul to give. So it's just a personal foul. Jalen Brunson will come back in for the Knicks as well. This guy has really been a difference maker for this whole entire city. Not just the entire franchise, but the city as well. He was an all-star this year, and rightfully so. He'll inbound it to Josh Hart. Hart in the backcourt, or almost near the backcourt, I should say. It would have been a backcourt violation, but he'll hand it off to Jalen Brunson. Brunson is a pass-first player type of a guy, can score as well. He'll kick it out to Hart for a wide-open three on the far wing. That's off the mark. Batum climbs the ladder, comes down with the rebound. A three-quarters court shot is blocked by Hart, and that's going to do it. As we end the first quarter, we go into quarter number 2. Not a good start by the Sixers, but can they respond before halftime and finish out the second quarter with a strong finish? That remains to be seen. Paul Hudrick just tweeted out from Liberty Ballers. He said, I actually thought that the Sixers defense was decent, especially once Reed and Batum checked in. On offense, everyone not named Tyrese Maxey has been very bad. And see, I kind of disagree with that to a little bit. When the shots aren't falling, they're not falling. They've been able to get some really good looks. And yes, the players have to execute. The play calling has been great, but I just feel like that sometimes the shots just aren't going to go in. You're not going to make 100% of the shots. And a lot of the shots that I've seen have been really good takes. So they're just not falling for the Sixers, and I think it's just one of those nights. So I really can't say that the offense has been bad. I just would have to say that they have not been executing at a high level tonight because they're not making the shots. But I have to give Maxey credit, man. He's coming back from a concussion. This is his first game back out there. I have to say that he's just been a big difference maker for this team, and that's no surprise to anybody, but again, you just watch them without him and Embiid, and this team puts up 79 points, and well, you think to yourself, well, if they had Maxey and Embiid, there's another 60 points right there, possibly. So it's just absolutely wild. If he gets a raise, is it campaign finance reform? I don't know. I have no idea. Another lame quarter for us. Been a trend, unfortunately, says Hardcore for All. Need Maxey to have the hot hand tonight. Yeah, man. He literally scored. He scored half of their points in the first half. Yeah, he put up 10 points. He's scored like. Let's look back at this. So he has scored the Sixers' last 5. He scored their last 5 points, and he is also, I'd say, scored their last or 7. Was that 3? What was it? 5 to. It was 5 to 5. Yeah. So if it was 5 to 5, he has scored he has scored 7 of their last 9 points. So, yeah. Not a lot of offense, but yeah, sure. JJ, next time bring the G League players up with you. They can score more than 14. I'll tell you, I like Jared Brownridge. I've always liked him. I covered him when I was with the Sixers organization, and he's been with the Bluecoats for 5 years. I know that he's a little bit undersized, and he stands at 6'1", 6'2", but just the effort that he puts out there. He's kind of like, and I explained this to RB last night, and I think that this was a good comparison. He is the NBA G League version of Buddy Hield with his three-point shooting and just with his effort and his grit, and I really like that. So I've been saying, get him up here for, maybe a 10-day contract or something because I'd like to see that, but that's just me. There's a reason why I'm not the GM of this team, but I'd like to see that for sure. Last couple of games have been good losses, if that's a thing. At this point, I disagree with that. You have to get the wins. I don't care who plays. Maxey gets around the screen. The Sixers have the ball. They go from left to right once again. Hield with a step-back 3 at the top of the perimeter. He can't let it go. Achua tries to haul in the rebound, and it's grabbed by Josh Hart. And a fight for the loose ball over at the logo. And Josh Hart comes up with it. Achua actually had the battle with Buddy Hield on the ground. And, well, they came up with it. McBride with it. A screen gets set by Achua. A little roll to the basket. Kick out to Burks for three on the near corner. And he can't get it to go. Harris actually boxes out Josh Hart. And, well, Tobias Harris wins that battle. That was a good play. Maxey on the drive towards the basket. Puts up a layup. He's fouled by McBride. Almost got it to go, but it just twirled out towards the left side. And they'll earn his 2 points at the line. Tyrese Maxey, again, he was out for about 5 games or so. He had a concussion that he suffered from. It was in the Dallas game on Sunday afternoon when they took on the Mavericks. And before the last time that they played, which was on Sunday, that was their last win. So they were on a 3-game losing streak without Maxey. And then they won the last game. Maxey still didn't play in that one. But nonetheless, they were 1-3 over their last 4 games without Maxey. 26-15 as he'll knock down the first free throw. Second one coming right up, and it's a 26-16 game as he shoots it right through the laces of the hoop. We're 47 seconds into the second quarter. The Sixers really need to respond here. Maxey has a dozen. He's 2 for 3 from downtown and 4 for 7 shooting-wise tonight. McBride over at the logo. He'll take it over towards the left. He's still at the three-point line. Hands it off to Achua, who's at the foul line extended. 4.5 on the shot clock. Josh Hart with a foul line jumper connects in the face of Tobias Harris. Harris didn't even put a hand up there, but Hart was able to make it look so easy regardless. Another 12-point lead for New York. The Knicks trying to respond from their loss in the last game, which was on Sunday. Harris trying to bully Josh Hart down low, step back jumper, too strong. Reed tried to fight for the rebound with Achua, but Bojan Bogdanovic is able to get it right at the baseline in Sixers territory. Now he's over in New York territory. The ball gets stripped by Harris and stolen away by Buddy Hield. A 2-on-2 situation. Maxey gets it, but now he has to back up and wants to reset the offense here. Reed sets up a screen. He'll dribble. It was a fake dribble handoff to Reed. It was a little bit of some miscommunication there, but it was saved. And Reed goes down the lane and is able to get the layup to fall. So Buddy Hield had to come over to the rescue because Tyrese Maxey and Paul Reed had some miscommunication. Reed wasn't anticipating the little scoop that Maxey had, and Buddy Hield luckily was able to save it from going out of bounds, and then just found Reed dribbling over towards the basket. We have a timeout called by the Knicks. It's 28-18. We'll be right back in just a few moments. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well. The name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. We covered the Sixers. We covered the Phillies. We covered the Eagles on here as well. There's Laura Price, who is, I actually got to meet her. She's a really nice person. She's the executive vice president of the Sixers. All right, here we go. So a three-point shot is up, and that's good by Miles McBride. They will say that it was a three-pointer. As soon as we're just out of the timeout, it's 31-18. The Knicks are able to come up with a play. Maxey will try to drive it in towards the lane, kick it out to Bamba for a wide-open three-pointer, straight on, and he nails it. The Sixers will certainly take that. Mo Bamba with the three-bomb, and it's a 10-point game with 9:25 remaining. That was a nice play designed, too, by the Sixers. Maxey was dribbling right in towards the lane through traffic and knew that Bamba was left wide open at the top of the key. He was like, you know what? How about you try to make it, big fella? McBride outside to Anunoby for a three, and he answers back with a three of his own from the far corner. OG Anunoby in tonight's game doing a very good job. More stats in just a few moments on him. Bamba at the top of the perimeter will fake the handoff to Hield and now finds Maxey. Maxey with a bouncer to Hield for three on the near wing, and that's off the mark. Bamba couldn't catch the rebound. He had it, and it just went into the hands of Alec Burks. He dropped it, and he had it with the right hand. I don't know how he could not catch that, but regardless, Burks with a step-back elbow jumper, and he hits it for two, 36-21. As I mentioned, or as I was going to mention, 8 points for OG Anunoby, and he's shooting 2 for 3 from way downtown. 8:30 remaining in the second quarter. Maxey at the logo. Passes the hot potato to Buddy Hield. And another dribble handoff to Maxey again. Maxey going up against Miles McBride. And he'll pass it out again to Hield for a wide open three. And he is able to swish that one. Buddy Hield able to make his first three on the day. He's shooting 1 for 3 from downtown and has really been struggling over his last 5 games. And you need him to try to get going. Burke steps into a three-point shot, clanks it off the back of the rim. And Hardenstein tried to get the rebound, but it goes out of bounds. And it'll be Sixers. Actually, it'll still be Knicks basketball. They'll say that Harris touched it last. Oubre steps in for Harris, and Brunson comes back for Miles McBride. Miles Bridges almost said his name. Lowry is also going to come in for the Sixers, too. So it'll be Lowry, Bamba, Oubre, Batum, and Hield. Maxey will take a quick seat. Here's Brunson, who will just dribble outside towards the top of the key. Mo Bamba guarding him. That's not a good sign. Brunson trying to get a step on him, and he pulls up from way downtown. He airballed the three. Oubre got the rebound, and Hardenstein got called for a loose ball foul, so the Sixers will still retain possession here. Nick Nurse wants to have his team get back on offense and try to set them up for a little play here. What's up, Larry? What's up, DFJ? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Hardcore says this is lame. So Maxey has it. It's 36-24. Here's Oubre at the dunker spot. He's able to go down with a ferocious dunk down the lane and one. How about that? I did not anticipate that ferocity from Kelly Oubre Jr. He was at the logo, actually towards the left side of the logo. He was fighting for a loose ball with OG Anunoby and was able to just take it right down the lane and shrivel it right on through. Nice play, too, with a two-handed slam, and Hardenstein was able to just put a hand in his face with a lot of contact. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Oubre will try to make it a single-digit lead, and he cuts it to that. 36-27. Keith Pompey just tweeted out that Tyrese Maxey just got his 1,000th career assist. So congratulations to Tyrese Maxey for getting that sort of milestone. And he has a bright future for the Sixers. Of course, we talk about it almost every single day. Brunson catches, launches from long distance, and Oubre is able to leap up with the miss. Oubre trying to be assertive again. He's had some really good games over his last couple of games, scoring over 20 points and averaging about 24. Here we go. Buddy Hield trying to part the Red Sea, gets a move on Bojan Bogdanovic, and gets the under-scooped layup to go. So as soon as Maxey comes out, it's an 8-0 run. And Kyle Lowry comes in. The offense looks absolutely incredible, including Kelly Oubre Jr., who just is able to provide a spark off the bench. Timeout again by New York. 36-29 is the score with less than 7 minutes to play in the opening half. Oh my gosh, I wish I had a better call on that dunk. That thing was mean. Ew. Ugh, that was, man, Oubre, you gotta calm down. But, like, I love it. I love it. But that was funny. Let's go Sixers, says Goody James. Ferocity. I love the vocabulary. Yeah, we're trying, man. We're trying to really expand upon that tonight. I said bomb for three-point shot. Haven't said three yet. I have said long range, long distance, downtown. Behind the arc, I think I did say once, or it was beyond the arc. So I like that one. Shoots it, launches it, strokes it. Yeah, we have some ones that I want to use for sure. And it'll take time, but, you know, we're getting a lot better. I notice it, for sure, with that vocabulary. And it's becoming more natural. It's not forced, you know, which is nice. But thanks for the compliment, Larry. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, we're on the road to 1,800. What are you guys waiting for, man? I want you to tell your friends about this channel. I want them to become a part of the family. Outer Space, too. That was good. Yep. I like that one. Outer Space was a really good one. Did I say snags the rebound? Because I think I said either snags or snatches it. Either way, it still works, but I think that was another one that I used. It's 1-1 with 12 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period in the Flyers game. Man, oh man, that game is big too. So, again, these are the Eastern Conference standings from the 4th to the 8th seed. So, the Sixers, they need to finish above that little line. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right above the the Sixers are above the Indiana Pacers. And if you see that line over Indiana, that's the line that you want to stay away from. You don't want to go under that because that means that the Sixers will have to play in the play-in tournament. So, the Sixers, if they win tonight, then they tied the New York Knicks. Not only do they tie them with the regular season record, but they tie them with the season series, the regular season series, that is, and that would be really huge. The Magic, I think, have the upper hand against the Sixers because they've won more times throughout the season so far. They played the Magic one more time, and that's in April, I believe. I have to double-check that just to confirm. But, yes, that is what is happening right now. It's also close between the 4th and the 8th seeds. And again, if you did not tune in earlier, I have to mention that Joel Embiid, it was reported on Twitter, it was via Ramona Shelburne and reported by Philly Sixers Galaxy, that it does not look good for Embiid in regards to coming back towards the end of the month, and they're hoping to try to get him back maybe within a week before the end of the regular season. 36-29 is the score. 10 on the shot clock. Brunson gets it. Kick out to Hart. Hart tries to dribble it out and pass it out to an offensive player, but it's intercepted by Nico Batum. Lowry with a dribble handoff again to Nick Batum. Oubre gets it deflected and stolen away by Brunson. Healed. Oh my goodness. He tried to play defense. Brunson had a behind-the-back bounce pass out in transition all the way to OG Anunoby, and Anunoby was left wide open for a wide-open dunk. That's crazy. 38-29. Lowry trying to show the point guard how it's done again, but Batum is able to miss that shot, and Bamba tips it up and in. It's 38-31. Sixers down by 7. Brunson has the ball. It's Brunson, Hart, Hardenstein, DiVincenzo, and Anunoby. Hart with a roll runner. Contested. No good. And it goes off the hands of Lowry. No, they're going to say it went off the hands of Hart, and Lowry didn't even touch it, so it goes out of bounds towards the Knicks baseline. But that play out in transition by Jalen Brunson, he was grabbing onto that hip a little bit towards that right side. I don't know if he tweaked it or what, but keep your eye on that because he grimaced just a little bit after he made that pass. It was a beautiful, sexy pass. 38-31. Sixers trail by 7. 5:50 remaining in the first half. So Lowry, Harris, Maxey, Bamba and Oubre out there for the Sixers. Maxey on the near wing. Draws up the double team. Almost got it pickpocketed by DiVincenzo. He recognizes that Lowry's open. Lowry back to Maxey from way downtown. And he can't get it. It's a little short. Hart is able to catch the rebound. DiVincenzo catches and shoots, and Josh Hart gets the assist off the three-pointer on the far wing by Dante DiVincenzo. That's his second three that he's been able to knock down tonight. He's 2 for 3 from downtown. Lowry trying to answer back with a three of his own. That's too strong. Josh Hart is able to catch and leap up for the miss. 41-31, he corrals the board. Brunson gets a screen set and puts up a three all by himself. He was left on an island and he knocks it down. So that's 6 straight points for the Knicks from downtown. And now a 13-point lead again for the Knicks. 9 points for Brunson. Oubre catches, launches from deep, and hits it. That was from the far corner, and the assist again goes to Tyrese Maxey. That's his 1,000th and first assist on his career. Hart, a kick out to Brunson with another three, and now he's starting to heat up. Jalen Brunson, and this crowd in New York is just absolutely cooking. 47-34. Harris with a skipper back to Kelly Oubre, who will try to cut back door inside, and he can't finish the two. Oh, he could not get the left-handed layup to go, and he probably should have had that. Hart is able to do a little chest pass all the way to Hardenstein. It was actually supposed to go to OG Anunoby. Lots of dribble handoffs here. Brunson back to Hart from near wing to far wing for three. Way too much mustard on that one. Volleyballed out by Hardenstein and corralled by Josh Hart. Brunson gets the defense on him, recognizes that, throws it to OG Anunoby for a three. That's off the mark again, and Hardenstein is able to put it up and in. That's the third offensive rebound on that possession, and that's why the Sixers, that's one of the reasons why the Sixers are getting cooked tonight, and they're down by 15 points with 3:47 remaining. And, well, another timeout called by the Sixers, and they start to have to be careful here because they have 5, and now they have only 4 remaining. All right, I'm going to take a quick step off. I'll be right back. We're back in action at MSG. The Sixers are down by 15 points to the New York Knicks. This is a really big game in so many different areas. The Sixers have got to win if they want to tie the New York Knicks in the regular season series and end the regular season head-to-head at 2-2. They lost the first 2 games of the series, and they were both at home at the Wells Fargo Center. The first one was with Joel Embiid. The second one, of course, was without Joel. And then they won the last game, which was in Madison Square Garden on Sunday. And they're playing tonight again against the Knicks to wrap up the season series. DFJ says, this pisses me off. Keep it clean. 49-34. You're good, my guy, though. You are. 20-11 in the rebounding category for New York. Lowry gets the three-point shot up, and he couldn't get it. Paul Reed tried to get the rebound, but it went behind him. Brunson trying to get it off the hands of Oubre, and it goes to the bounds. It'll be last touched by Kelly Oubre Jr. That was the right call. Brunson actually tried to save it, and then he knew that he wasn't going to haul it in, so he just spiked it off the foot of Oubre, and that's how the Knicks have the ball. Brunson with a little handoff to Hart. Hart is able to kick it out to Anunoby, but they'll say that he stepped out of bounds, and the Sixers will take over. Let's see if they can capitalize on this turnover here. They're down by 15 points. Achua, Anunoby, Hardenstein, DiVincenzo, and Hart out there. It's actually Anunoby, Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo, and Achua, who comes back in, and the Sixers have Harris, Lowry, Maxey, Oubre, and Reed. Reed with just 2 points in tonight's action, along with just 1 rebound. He did have 4 blocks in his last game against the Knicks. Maxey at the Madison Square Garden sign. He'll roll it all the way to Harris. Harris with 8 on the shot clock. A dribble handoff to Oubre, and he's fouled immediately. He was in between the foul line and the baseline in Sixers territory, so a foul is called, and it'll be Sixers basketball, so they'll have another possession where they can inbound it right here. Lowry, again, gets the little inbound. They actually inbounded it to Reed, and then they just handed it back off to Lowry. Maxey again, swiveling and trying to go up with a shot. That's no good. And Oubre tried to get the rebound. Brunson takes a tumble towards the deck, and they'll call a foul again. It'll be on the Sixers. I don't know if it's a loose ball foul, but Brunson tried to get it over at the logo. The ball was poked by Oubre, and Brunson just tried to corral it himself and hug it in. But we have a foul called for tripping on Paul Reed, and that is his second personal foul. Sixers really need to step up on both ends. They were not shooting well in the first quarter, but have gotten a little bit lackadaisical on the defensive side here in the rebounding department. Brunson with a bouncer back to Josh Hart. Hart with a foul line jumper over to Lowry, and he nails it. 49-34. Actually, it's 51-34 after that shot was made, and now it's a 17-point lead. The Sixers getting outscored again in this quarter just by 3, though. Hart has 10. And Oubre over on the near wing. He's at the top of the arc, beyond the arc, actually, and he'll step in towards an elbow jumper, and he hits it over Jalen Brunson. So a nice little J by Kelly Oubre Jr. with the little afro tonight. It looks really, really good. 8 points for him. He's 3 for 5 from the field. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Brunson thought about kicking it all the way to Achua. This time he does so. We thought about doing it a little bit earlier, but Achua is just set free and makes the wide open dunk. Again, just too easy. It's sort of like soft coverage in the NFL. Just not much pressure at all on the defense. Oubre to Paul Reed over on the near elbow, and he'll dribble it out and hand it off to Oubre again. 5 on the shot clock. Oubre wants to go up against Josh Hart. He pulls up for 3. Can't get it. Harris tried to get the putback, but he couldn't do so. Brunson, outlet pass to Josh Hart. Hart knifes his way through. Kicks it out to DiVincenzo for 3 again. No good. And Hart gets boxed out by Oubre, and Oubre leaps up for the rebound. Lowry with a lob pass inside to Tobias Harris. He wants to take on Jalen Brunson, and now OG Anunoby's on him, and he immediately passes it away as soon as Anunoby, who's 6'8", went on him. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Lowry has it again. Will try to zigzag through the defense and find Reed with a foul line jumper again, and he hits it. Paul Reed was left wide open, and again, if you leave this guy wide open, he can make shots. 53-38 once again with 52 seconds left to go. It's a 15-point lead once again, I should say. All right, Brunson has it over at the logo, dribbles with his right hand, and passes the hot potato again to Hart. Hart left wide open for 3, and he hits it from way downtown. More uncontested shots for New York as they're able to hit it. 56-38. Maxey trying to get through the defense. It's blocked by Achua, and Hart comes up with it, leading the charge. Hart to Brunson, out in transition for 3, and Jalen Brunson saying, "This is my first half," as he hits the 3 from the near corner. It's now a 21-point lead. Brunson has 9 points in this quarter alone and given 15 in the game so far. 16 left on the shot clock. Actually, 16 on the game clock and now 8 on the shot clock. 3 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Maxey to Oubre for 3 on the near wing. Bullseye. It's 59-41. You like an 18-point deficit better than a 21-point, but it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Here's Josh Hart who gets the inbound. Tobias Harris on him, and he goes up with a shot, and that's going to do it. Kyle Lowry got the rebound. He went up with a full-court shot. It wouldn't have counted anyways, but the Sixers are down by 18 points. A lot of ISO on the offense, and not a lot of rebounds either. And we'll talk more about it on the other side. We'll be back in just a few moments, but the Sixers trail by 18 points, and they're looking to respond in the third quarter. It's an 18-point deficit for the Sixers at halftime. They trail to the New York Knicks, and they're hoping to right the ship in the second half. But before we get into the second half action, we got to talk, of course, about the first half. A lot of sloppy play from this team. First, in the first quarter, they just could not make shots. They had wide open looks. Tyrese Maxey was the only one that was really hitting a lot of good shots in that first quarter. As soon as OG Anunoby comes back, Tobias Harris is just a shell of himself again and not able to come up strong, and hopefully he has a better second half. At this point, it is what it is, but again, like these things just really hurt the Sixers in a lot of ways, from the scoring department and from the defensive side too. They played good defense in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden in the second quarter, it looked like that the Knicks were attacking the zone a lot more, and it was sort of like the Sixers didn't really have a wall build up for Jalen Brunson. I thought in the last game specifically, they did a good job at just taking Brunson out of the game, having double teams on him, and for some reason they're not doing that, or they didn't really do that in the second quarter. Now, give the Knicks some credit because Josh Hart has also been making some shots. 13 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds for him. And I think that can be classified as another Sixers killer too. He has really been magnificent. He's 1 for 5 from 3, but 4 of his missed field goals have been from 3. Other than that, he's been able to make a lot of the shots in the paint. And the Sixers need to also try to take him out of the game too. But with that being said, OG Anunoby is back. He has 10 points and 3 rebounds for the Knicks. Oubre had 11 points for the Sixers, and that was another bright spot. I talked a little bit about it before, but Kelly Oubre Jr., who's 28 years old, he deserves to have a higher paid contract next year. He was signed to a veteran minimum this year. Nobody knew what to expect from him, and he has been really exceeding so many expectations where he has been more of the go-to guy than Tobias Harris has been, and it's a long shot of a difference. He's averaging 14.5 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game as well, and he's really been a very good acquisition. He provides athleticism, he provides mental toughness, physical grit, and versatility on both ends of the basketball court. But just to give you an idea, over his last 5 games, in the month of March, Kelly has averaged 23 points per game, which is 9 points above his season average. And that's really impressive. He had 3 steals in his last game, also had a double-double. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds to go along with that. He was the main reason why that they actually beat the New York Knicks in the last game, because he was rebounding even more than Tobias Harris was, for sure. He's averaged about 6.4 rebounds per game this month. You really need to give him some flowers with what he's been doing. Again, he's not Joel Embiid. He's not Tyrese Maxey. Nobody can fill into those guys' shoes, but he's doing everything that he can at a very high level and has really been extraordinary. I think that's a good word to describe it. Or the stretch that he's on right now. Toby, I said that we weren't going to talk about it, but we kind of have to. In the last game, he had 11 points and he had 12 rebounds. It was honestly a quiet 12 rebounds in the last game. He had 2 assists to go along with that as well and 2 steals, but 5 for 14 from the field. Just not really taking a lot of shots. He played in 38 minutes. Just really crazy. And then tonight's game against the Knicks, I wanted to kind of get back into that, and I will do that once I have the scoreboard up here. There it is. He doesn't have any points. He has no points. None. A donut. The highest paid player on your team, a guy that's getting a 5-year, $180 million contract, who's in the final year of his deal, has 0 points and is a minus 19. Only 3 rebounds. Again, it's hurting the offense. It's hurting the team. You're playing 4-on-5 basketball, And when is enough enough? I just want to ask the chat down below, when is enough enough? When is the team going to realize that they need to limit his minutes and he has to either come off the bench or just not play out there? It's really hurting the team, and you see it. Of course, Joel not being back hurts the team too. But if this happens, if this continues to happen in the playoffs, man, this could be the Sixers' downfall. I'm not joking when I say that. RB and I, shout out to him, we were having a conversation about it last night, and he's the one that said to me that if Joel is fully healthy, let's just say that Maxi's fully healthy and this team is good to go, the thing that concerns him, and he has a right to be concerned about it, is what you're going to get from Tobias Harris. He's the X factor if everybody's healthy. What are you going to get from him in a playoff game? And the fact that you're going up against OG Anunoby, you're not playing good defense, you're not boxing out, and you have a donut. You have a 0 when it comes to points. You got to step up. I think that the fans have every right to complain about that because it's just about effort. That's all it is. And we know, at least I think he's better than this, but with the way that he's been playing over the last month and a half, it's concerning. We've seen him go through some really bad stretches in years past and then some really good stretches. It has been such an extreme this year. He'll give you a lot of points against these lower bottom feeder teams, and then when he goes up against Jeremy Grant on the Portland Trail Blazers, or if he goes up against OG Anunoby like he is tonight, he's a shell of himself. Literally a shell of himself. And that could be the downfall for the Sixers if everything else goes to plan. And I hate to say it, and I'm trying to be realistic, but I know Tobias is such a nice guy. This has nothing to do with his character. This has nothing to do with his ego or nothing like that. You just need to get a lot more out of him. And I know that there's more in that gas tank. So that's all I got to say about that. But what are your thoughts about the game so far? Comment down below. What do the Sixers need to do if they want to win this game and actually come out on top here in the second half? This team has been, I'll give the team this, they have been really strong in the third quarter, even without Joel Embiid. They've been able to respond. They've been very successful in that sort of regard. Just playing much better basketball to come out of the gates. I don't know what Nick Nurse does. I don't know what speech he gives, but it works. It most certainly does. And that's what you love about Nick Nurse himself. All right, it's 59-41 as we're in halftime. We'll go over the other NBA scores. Again, comment your thoughts on the game down below and what the Sixers have to do in the second half. Would love to get your participation and would love to hear what you have to say. The Washington Wizards are down by 12 to the Memphis Grizzlies with 9:59 left in the second quarter. It's 35-23. The Pacers have a 35-24 lead with 8:39 left to go in the second quarter, and that's against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's currently first in the Western Conference. Sixers, of course, could use the Pacers to lose tonight because they're fighting for a top spot, one of the 4 to 8 spots in the NBA Eastern Conference. The Houston Rockets game just got started. They're in San Antonio. It's a 2-0 start. Literally just got underway. At 9 o'clock, you got Boston in Utah, and that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Salt Lake City. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who are without, of course, Karl Anthony Towns for the rest of the year. They're in L.A. tonight at the Crypto.com Arena in L.A., taking on the L.A. Clippers. And then at 10 o'clock p.m., we also have the Milwaukee Bucks, who are in Sacramento, taking on the Kings during their West Coast road trip. So those are the scores around the NBA. And now we'll take a look at the NHL scores as well. So Buffalo is up 7-2 at home against Detroit with 1:14 left in the second period. The Columbus Blue Jackets, I should say, they're getting shut out. It's 3-0 Montreal. They're winning that game at the end of the second period. And still no score. How about this? in Ottawa between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Ottawa Senators. It's been a very good defensive game between both of those teams. The Flyers are tied with the San Jose Sharks. The Flyers are playing at home. It's 2-2 with 35 seconds left in the second period. The Rangers are up 1-0 against the Carolina Hurricanes as they go into the third period. And the other game that's on right now, you got the Dallas Stars hosting the Florida Panthers. It's 1-0, and that's about to go into the second period there. We actually have two other games on right now. The Minnesota Wild are hosting the Arizona Coyotes. It's a 1-0 game there at the end of the first period. And the game that just got started, the Chicago Blackhawks, they're hosting the Anaheim Ducks. And there's 16:45 left in the first period. At 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Colorado, the Avalanche, will be in Calgary, taking on the Flames, who are 31-28-5 at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Vegas Golden Knights are in Seattle, taking on the Kraken. Vegas, of course, 34-23-7. I forgot to mention Colorado is 40-20-5. They have 85 points in the NHL, which is absolutely incredible. But Vegas in Seattle, that game will begin at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time as well. And then we have to talk a little bit about some college hoops. Today, we had a couple of games go on. We had today is Tuesday. I'm sorry. Yesterday we had a couple of games go on, but today just one game, and that's Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's. St. Mary's is ranked 21st in the NCAA men's tournament, and Gonzaga is ranked 17th. Both teams have 25 wins on the season, and that's going to be an absolutely huge game. That'll be at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be tuning into that for sure. And then for the women's, we're going to get to that right now for the NCAA women's tournament. So UNLV is up by 5 at halftime to CSU, and then Gonzaga lost today for the women's. They lost 67-66. That was an upset because they lost by 1 point, but they lost to they actually lost to the Portland Pilots. So they were 21-12, and that was a big upset in the women's basketball NCAA tournament. And then the final game that we have going on, I just lost it. At 9 o'clock tonight, ISU is in Texas. Texas is ranked 5th in the country. They're 29-4, and ISU is not even ranked, which is absolutely wild. So that should be a fun game. But, yeah, Gonzaga lost by 1, and that was a big upset as Portland beat them, and they're not even ranked either. So those are all your scores around college basketball, NBA basketball, and, of course, the NHL as well. So we head into the third quarter. I don't know when we're going to be starting. It's been a very long halftime, it feels like. Larry says, I think we're in danger of falling below the standings line. Even the 8th seed, he thinks that we're going to fall below that. I will say this. The Sixers, when you look at the 9 and 10 seeds for this play-in tournament, the Sixers have all these teams have a little bit of some breathing room, which is big. So that is a good thing. I'm trying to fix the scoreboard here. Apologize about that. Where is it? Where is our little scoreboard? There it is. Okay, good. Good stuff. All right, so we're about ready to get started with the third quarter. Look at the standings in just a little bit. I want to make sure that we have that right now. So, so the Sixers, the Bulls are about 4.5 games behind Miami, and the Hawks are 6 games back of Miami. So they still have some room, for sure. 59-41. Sixers have the ball first as they go from right to left, that is. Lowry gets it over at the bottom of the screen. And here's Oubre from a pull-up 3 with the shot clock winding down. Fireworks go off as he hits it from downtown. 59-44. Kelly Oubre Jr. with a spark plug to start off the third quarter. 14 points. He's 3 for 5. And the Sixers needed that for sure. Brunson on the near wing as the Knicks go from left to right. pick and pop to Josh Hart for 2, and he nails it. So the little hockey assist by Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart squimming just a little bit, or squirking just a little bit, grimacing in a little bit of pain, but he seems to be okay right now. He was grabbing onto that right finger on the right hand. It was the pointer finger. Maxey gets it over towards Lowry. There's 5 on the shot clock. Maxey has to get going really quickly here. Pulls up a prayer, and it just clanks off the front of the rim, and Jalen Brunson doesn't even have to jump for the rebound. It lands into his hands. He'll catch. He'll probably shoot a 3, and he does so. And Bamba able to box out Hardenstein and come up with a rebound. That was a nice rebound by him. He'll take that for sure. Maxey dribbles around the screen, finds Oubre for a far corner 3, off the mark, and an easy board for OG Anunoby again. Bouncer to Brunson. Brunson able to chest pass it all the way to Josh Hart. Hart for 2 with a little reverse layup. No good. Offensive rebound by Jalen Brunson. Ball gets knocked loose. Brunson comes back up with it. He's on the far elbow. Taking on Kyle Lowry. The ball gets stripped and stolen away by the veteran, Kyle Lowry himself. Lowry finds Maxey, and Kyle Lowry gets the assist. Tyrese Maxey able to get the underhanded scoop to go. What good defense that was by the 17-year veteran, Kyle Lowry. That is incredible. He still has some stuff left in the tank, and he wanted to take on Jalen Brunson defensively. Brunson to DiVincenzo for a 3. And, well, we have a rebound by Hart, but a whistle made. It'll be a loose ball foul on Mo Bamba. I didn't really see any sort of contact there, but going back to that defensive effort by Kyle Lowry, able to just knock the ball loose in the wheelhouse of Jalen Brunson. And as soon as he was out in transition, he knew where Maxey was going. He was going all the way towards the cup, and he got the right-handed, underhanded layup to go. All right, Hardenstein, dribble, handoff to Brunson. Brunson gets stopped in traffic, finds Hart wide open for a 3, and that's off the mark. Tipped off the hands of Bamba into the hands of Kyle Lowry. Hardenstein was on Bamba, too, and the fact that he tipped it out to him, that was impressive. Harris gets the ball not loose. Here's Lowry fighting for the loose ball on the ground. And we have a kickball violation called. Is it going to be on Lowry? I don't know. It technically just hit his foot. That should not be a kickball violation. My goodness. That's a crazy call. Nick Nurse not happy about that either, and he's in the ref's ear about it, as he should be. 61-46. Kyle Lowry literally almost saved Tobias Harris's bacon, and he almost was able to do it. Harris just got the ball knocked loose again, and all right, so now Brunson has it on the offensive side for New York. The Knicks go from left to right. Hart on a drive. The ball gets deflected off the hands of Harris. Harris didn't know where it was, but he comes up with a steal. Harris trying to go coast to coast. Shot goes up, and that goes in. There was some contact down low, and now it's a 13-point game. A 10-2 run, by the Philadelphia 76ers. It's 61-48 in this game so far with 8:50 left to go. Brunson at the logo. Maxey playing defense on him. A little pick and roll to the basket as Hardenstein goes there, but he'll kick it out to OG Anunoby. The ball gets stolen away and pickpocketed by Harris. Harris to Lowry. Lowry to Maxey for a wide open 3. Yes! Oh, yes, baby! And timeout called by Tom Thibodeau. As the Sixers are back in it, once again, Nick Nurse having his team ready out of the gates to start off the second half. At least Harris deflected that one. That was nice. I just smashed that like button. That's great. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when I go live or if I upload on here. Good start by the Sixers out of the gates at halftime. And again, that is Nick Nurse there. that is Nick Nurse working his magic, telling everybody we got to stay locked in. We have to make sure that we're doing a better job on the rebounding department, and look at how they're doing in the transition game. Lots of balls getting pickpocketed. The Knicks look a little bit out of sorts. Harris had a couple of tips as well. I do have to give him credit for that. But, the Sixers are doing a much better job out of the gates to start off this second half. Now, can they keep it up? That's the question, because you know that New York is going to go on a run. But this is what makes the game so interesting. And this is why Nick Nurse is an all-star, in my opinion. So I actually had this other conversation the other day, and I want to hear what your thoughts are about this, whether or not you agree with this statement. The Sixers have 3 All-Stars on this team. It's Joel Embiid, it's Tyrese Maxey, and then it's Nick Nurse. And here's why. I know the fact that even though they were down by as many as 30 points the other day, he did not press the right buttons in the first half, but you know what he did do? He pressed all the right buttons in that second half. And the fact that they almost pulled off that comeback, they were down by 35, I have to give Nick Nurse a lot of credit for that. There have been some wins this season. Even the last game when they played against the Knicks, they said, okay, we don't have 60 points on our team tonight. We're missing Joel. We're missing Tyrese Maxey. We're going to play really physical against this Knicks team, and we're not going to give them any sort of space to shoot, and we'll have to just play more of a defensive-minded game. We're not going to outscore them. We're going to try to just out-defend them. And it worked. And that, again, is all a part of Nick Nurse's tactitional philosophies. I don't know if tactitional is the right, if that's even a word, but that's his tactical. There we go. That's all a part of the tactics from Nick Nurse and strategy. So I love it. And, again, I don't know what the stats are, but you would love to see an advanced stat on not just how this team responds out of the first time out. They didn't really do it today out of the first time out, but they do come into this third quarter, and they play really, really well. Can't get too fancy in this game, but that's a very good sign for this team, and that does make me feel a little bit better when you think about playoffs. All right, so it's a 10-point game now, a 10-2 run by the Philadelphia, as the Sixers are doing a much better job on that end of the floor. So Dante DiVincenzo gets it over at the logo, hands it off to Hardenstein, and now Anunoby comes back up with it, and they'll just dribble it off to Josh Harris. Harris with a power dribble inside. It gets blocked by Mo Bamba, goes into bounds, and it'll be Sixers ball. Bamba able to stuff him at the rim as he came out of nowhere and made a nice block. Again, Nick Nurse getting in his ear, saying this is what you got to do as a rim protector, and he did it. Again, credit to Nick Nurse, and credit to Mo Bamba, too. 8:10 left on the game clock in the third quarter. Lowry conducting the offense, being the maestro, and the conductor of the ship. Here's Maxey at the helm. He'll try to find Bamba. Bamba tried to sledge it in. It was missed. Maxey comes back up with the rebound, and he can't finish with the left hand. Good contest by Josh Hart. Man, oh man, Bamba tried to go down with a beautiful dunk, but just could not get the sledgehammer to go. OG Anunoby with a missed shot, and Kelly's able to catch his miss. Hand off to Harris, who's on the far wing. He'll take it down towards the lane, blow up with the left hand. He was assertive. Got to give him credit for that, but he did miss the shot, and probably should have hit it. Josh Hart got the rebound. That's rebound number 11. Catch and shoot 3 by DiVincenzo, and that's the third three-pointer that he's been able to knock down today. He has been really shooting the lights out in this game. 64-51. New York up by 13. All 3 of his shots have been hit from downtown. And Josh Hart, just want to give him more credit. So now he has a double-double, needs one more assist to get a triple-double. All right, Harris being trapped over on the far wing at the three-point line. 4 on the shot clock. And OG Anunoby comes in. He'll have to pass it out to Oubre, but he gets called for the travel because he picked up his pivot foot. Oh, my goodness. Another turnover by Tobias Harris. He just could not get his feet set as he was in the lane. He was just trying to set his feet, and he just got caught a little bit off guard. Paul Reed waiting to come in for the Sixers as he waits at the scorer's table along with Nico Batum. Brunson with a little floater, and he's fouled as well. He gets it to go, and he'll go back to the line for one more. 66-51. And now New York is on a 5-0 run. Actually, make it a 6-0 run because it's 66-51. And it'll be 67-51 in just a few moments. Brunson with 17 points. He's 4 for 8 from 3 and has 6 dimes and 4 boards to go along with that. So a total of a good quality of a game by him so far. He struggled in the last game. Did not shoot well from the field whatsoever. And he does hit the foul shot. It's now 67-51. Bamba comes out, and Reed comes in. Batum will sub in for Oubre Jr. It's Harris, Lowry, Maxey, Batum, and Reed. And speaking of Reed, he tries to part the Red Sea, gets past the defense, and gets a little scoop right-handed shot to go. 67-53 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Good defense by the Sixers. They're playing zone. DiVincenzo got the ball deflected, but goes into the hands of Josh Hart. Brunson and the Knicks working around the timeline, moving really quickly. OG Anunoby spinning, rolling towards the basket, and gets the two-handed flush to go. It's a 16-point lead for New York. And we're almost halfway done. We have a foul called on DiVincenzo as he tried to go up against Kyle Lowry. So it'll be a personal foul called on him, and now Campaign will be Kyle Lowry's replacement. Just saw the replay of the Oubre slam. Yeah, that was nice. It was really, really nice. It's a 16-point lead now. The Knicks have responded. After the 10-2 run by Philadelphia, it's been now a 8-2 run for them. Reed with a wide-open three off the mark. He thought about taking it, and he definitely should have taken it, so that was a testament to him for doing so. DiVincenzo gets the ball knocked loose by Campaign, but we have a whistle called. It was a very late whistle, and they're going to say it was a personal foul. Thought it was all ball, but a reach-in foul called on Campaign. The Sixers, just 2 points from Tobias Harris, 3 rebounds. He's 1 for 5 from the field, and the Sixers will have to still play defense here. It's 69-53. I don't know if I like this lineup out there for the Sixers. Inbound goes to DiVincenzo. Handoff back to Jalen Brunson, who was the inbounder. Brunson wants to try to take on his defender. A bounce pass inside to Hardenstein, and what a play by Brunson. He just put the moves on his defender, Campaign, and as he was in midair, he got a little fancy with the pass. It was a bouncer in towards Hardenstein, who slammed it home for an easy two. The Sixers just cannot box him out, and with that, we have a timeout called by Philadelphia as they trail again by 18 points. With 5:48 remaining in the third quarter. Come on, man. Come on. We go on a run. They make the adjustments. I'm so. What's really disappointing me, and I'll be honest, what's really, really disappointing me is the fact that they're getting a lot of wide open pick and rolls towards the paint. So what I mean by that is that when the point guard has the ball, and they take it all the way towards the foul line, well, they'll bounce it inside to a big man who will just be in the dunker spot, wide open, and nobody can box out. Nobody can guard the big man down low, and they're giving up easy dunks. They're not closing out in the paint, and that's, I mean, yes, give credit to Tom Thibodeau for allowing his offense to do that with the bodies that he does have out there, but it's fundamental basketball. And you can't be giving up those wide open looks, especially if they're in the dunker spot and if you have guys that are wide open. That is probably the most frustrating thing about tonight. But in regards to that, nothing else I can really say too much about this game. Wish that we had more of a chance to score in that first quarter. We were just really cold. I kind of figured that New York was going to get hot in the second, and in the third, they were still going to put their foot on the gas pedal. I kind of have predicted this game correctly, but I wish I didn't. But there's still a full fourth quarter and still 5:48 left in this third quarter here. Score update on the Flyers. Do we have anything? Well, we have to wait and see what the NHL scoreboard says. It's 2-2 going into the third period. Okay. All right. We got 13 people on here watching. Again, comment your thoughts down below. Please spread the word, guys. I really mean it when I say, like, try to tell other people about this channel. I really want us to get to 1,800 subscribers. I care about you guys, and I appreciate what you all have done for me, but this would be like a really, really big milestone, and I just, I really want to really push this channel just to try to get to those subscribers so that way we can continue to build for our future on here. So that would be awesome. Take another sip of water. It was actually our first sip of water today. The vocabulary was strong in the first quarter. Not so far here in the second quarter, but we'll try to make adjustments now. We'll try to do that. In case you are just tuning in, my name is Jason Joseph. Tyrese Maxey is back in there for the Sixers, and that is a good thing. OG Anunoby is also back for the New York Knicks. So Maxey missed 5 games and hadn't played since Sunday. So he's back in action tonight, and that's a really good thing to see. 17 points for him. He's doing a good job. It's 71-53, 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Campaign on the drive to the basket will bounce it all the way back out to Maxey. Maxey will try to scissor his way through the defense and finds Batum for a wide-open 3, and Batum could not cash that one in. They had the look again, but Batum just couldn't hit the trigger. Hart all the way on the near wing. Lob pass inside to Brunson. Brunson cut back door. Too easy. Reverse layup to go. Jalen Brunson. Give him now 20 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's also the 10th dime by Josh Hart. Payne put up a 3, but we have an offensive foul called on Paul Reed, as Reed was the one that just pushed Jalen Brunson to the deck, and that's not a good look again. It's a 20-point ball game. Josh Hart, that's his 3rd triple-double of the season. And again, he's had a lot of rebounds against the Sixers squad. Brunson with a no-look bounce pass inside to Achua, and we have a foul immediately called on Tyrese Maxey. The playmaking from Jalen Brunson tonight has been really, really special. The Knicks really have done a good job at just giving him the ball and having to make these fancy passes. And really, it's just all flashy. That's all it is. It's all flashy plays. And the Sixers are just not guarding the pick and roll. First foul shot by Achua. Can't get it as it clanks off the back of the rim. Sorry, gang. I just can't watch this team anymore. I don't care. I appreciate the support on here, though, dude. But I get it. 4:59 left in the third quarter. Second foul shot that dances around the rim, and it goes in. It's a 21-point lead now for the New York Knicks. And there's 4:55 left to go in the third quarter. Maxey, Hield, Reed, Batum, and Payne out there. Batum for 3. It goes up, and it can't go down. It goes in and out. Brunson leading the charge in the transition game. Bouncer to Achua. Achua has to kick it out to Anunoby. They swing it around. The ball finds DiVincenzo, and that one goes in. It's been that type of a night for New York, and now the Sixers have not scored within the last 5 minutes or so of this game. It's a 24-point lead. Buddy Hield, a dribble handoff to Reed. Kick out to Payne. Payne to Maxey. Maxey with a bouncer back out to Batum. One more to Hield for 3 on the far wing. No good. Reed tries to volleyball it, and so does Batum, but it goes into the hands of Josh Hart. Hart gets the ball kicked out, and Campaign was the last one that touched it, and he also gets called for another personal as well. Man, this is getting ugly really quickly for the Sixers. They trail by 24 points. They're down by 24, and that is not a good thing for the Sixers. But regardless, hopefully they can just try to have either close out this third quarter and maybe have a better fourth quarter, but it's not a good look so far. Hart's first foul shot. He's able to hit that one, so he's at the line to shoot a pair of free throws. It's a 25-point game. So Hart is able to knock down the first one. He has 16 points tonight, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. I have to look at the stats, but I know he's averaging a lot versus the Sixers this year. Second foul shot, he does knock that one down too and make it 17 points for him on the night. And 40 total points, rebounds, and assists combined for him. Payne goes up with a shot. He gets stuffed up by Josh Hart, and it goes to the bounds with 17 seconds on the shot clock. It's now a 26-point lead. The Sixers will have the shot clock reset to 24, I believe, and Payne will go to the line for 2 free throws. The good news... Well, actually, that's bad news. Never mind. I was going to say that the good news is that Indiana's losing, but they're actually winning. They're up by 12 points to Oklahoma City. So it's a 12-point game there. And nobody else is playing tonight in regards to this 4th through 8th seed battling for those spots. 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Campaign is able to hit the first foul shot. The second foul shot, he successfully drains that one too. Knicks lead it by 24 points. Sixers only have 3 timeouts left. The Knicks have 4. We're not even in the fourth quarter yet. There's 3:50 left to play in the third. All right, so DiVincenzo gets the ball and kicks the rock out to Miles McBride. McBride passing the hot potato all the way back to DiVincenzo. Here's Achua inside, down low, and he slams it home, and it's now a 26-point lead. Man, oh man, this Knicks team has responded with an incredible run. Buddy Hield got the ball stripped and stolen away by Anunoby, and Anunoby's going to solo it with the right hand. Now it's a 28-point ball game. This is really absurd, and Nick Nurse looks stunned out there. Absolutely stunned. 14 points for OG, 4 rebounds to go with it. Payne looking to scramble for something on the offensive side. Hield will kick it back out to Oubre. And Oubre, I think it was supposed to go to Payne, but regardless, Oubre gets it back. Got the ball stripped, kicks it out to Reed. 5 on the shot clock. Goes up with a shot, and Paul Reed drains it right off the dribble with the shot clock expiring. And he just went up with a little Hail Mary, if you will. But he got it to go. 2:45 left in the third quarter. What's been a very ugly third quarter, to say the least. Oh, the Sixers not doing so good. McBride for 3, no good. And finally, the Knicks are human. So Oubre gets the rebound. Tobias Harris not out there for the Sixers. It's Oubre, Reed, Hield, Batum, and Payne. Buddy has to try to kick it out to Oubre. You want to see him try to go up with some more shots here, but Oubre's going to drive it, go up with a mid-range jumper, and Josh Hart gets his 12th rebound of the day. That's actually his 14th rebound. I stand corrected. And, oh, man, he's been a rebounding machine for them. And a guy, I mean, let's look at his size. It's not like he's a big or anything. He's a shooting guard. He's able to go up inside with a little layup, and he cuts through the defense, and it's a 28-point game now. Josh Hart is just 6'4". He's averaging 7.7 rebounds per game. Against the Sixers this season, he just is able to get a lot of rebounds. It's not even funny. There's a 3-point shot that's up and in by Philadelphia. It's Campaign that is able to get it to go. 85-59, 26-point lead for the New York Knicks. They're up by 8 in this quarter alone. They've scored 26 points. DiVincenzo has to stop and shovel pass it all the way to Achua. And DiVincenzo tried to roll in towards the lane with a little backdoor cut, but we have a foul on Oubre again. And, oh, man. Just not so sexy for the Sixers. And the problem is, and I hate to keep banging this drum, but they're just not. Now all of a sudden the Knicks are hitting threes and they're trying to stop the pick and roll, and sometimes you just got to pick your poison. And when things are going really well, it's just not your night. And clearly it's not the Sixers' night at all. Second foul shot is up and in, or the first one's up and in as Oubre commits a personal foul. Knicks are in the bonus. DiVincenzo is the guy at the charity stripe, and he connects on free throw attempt number 2. A 20-6 run over the last 5 minutes for New York. Oubre at the MSG sign on the far wing. Bojan Bogdanovic will step up on him. Oubre finds Hield for 3. And Reed tips it off the hands, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball. We'll say it was last touched by Josh Hart. Paul Reed tonight, only 3 rebounds. And if you take the amount of rebounds that Paul Reed, Kelly Oubre Jr., Nick Batum, and Buddy Hield have tonight, that's 4 less rebounds compared to Josh Hart. So that's all the 5 guys out there for the Sixers. 87-59, and we have a layup made off the inbound pass by Reed, and Buddy Hield able to get his 7th point of the game. Oh, boy. So it's 87-61, 51 seconds remaining in the third quarter. DiVincenzo stopping and kicks it out to Miles McBride. McBride to DiVincenzo wide open for a 3, and he airballed it. Again, the Sixers Could not close him out. Had another wide open look. But 40 seconds to go in the third quarter, and they're down by 26. Oubre trying to get the Sixers back involved in this game. What will the Sixers do here? They'll have to drive it and kick it out to Campaign. Payne to Reed. Reed with a dribble handoff to Buddy Hield. Hield left wide open for a three, and he clanks it off the back of the rim. Tried to get his own rebound, and Miles McBride hauls it in. Buddy Hield just could not get after it, and McBride got the long board right at the Sixers' left elbow. 10 on the game clock. The shot clock's unplugged. McBride over at the logo trying to get a beat on Buddy Hield. Three-point shot is up, and he can't get it. Reed got the rebound, but we go into the fourth quarter as the buzzer sounds. Sixers were down. They actually had a 10-2 run to start off the third quarter. Things were looking better, and then it just really got out of hand. It was a 20-5 run by the Knicks at one point as they win the quarter, and we go into the fourth quarter. Sixers have a hill to climb. It's 87-61. Be right back. Guys, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button now. Go again, do your thing. The name is Jason Joseph. I love you guys so much. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Let's get more and more people to come on here. Tell your friends, tell your family about this channel. I really want us to get to 1,800. We're on the road to 1,800, man. On the road to 1,800 subscribers. It would mean so much to me if you could help me out, for sure. Sixers down by 17 points. We go into the fourth quarter. 26 points. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else. I was looking at the 87, and then I thought it said 17. But nope, that's definitely much bigger of a difference. Terrible display in the third quarter. It sounds a little bit sad, but it's really been the game. Sixers are undersized. They're getting out rebounded. If we'll take a look at the team stats right now, but this team just not doing a good job in that department. They're getting out rebounded 35-20. They're also getting out assisted by 13, 28-15. Both teams have only committed 8 turnovers. The Sixers, they're not turning the ball over that much. Three-point shots have really not been falling for the Knicks. They're shooting at a league average of 37.5%. Sixers are not really doing much better, but again, it's just the rebounds, the defensive rebounds that they're really struggling with, and it's not a good thing whatsoever. All right, so I'm going to ask you a Sixers trivia question. If you get it right, you'll hear this. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. Okay, so who is the shortest 76er of all time? Does anybody know who the shortest 76er of all time is? And how tall was this person? All right, who's the shortest 76er of all time, and how tall were they? Comment down below. 19 points for Josh Hart. It's his 4th triple-double of the season. He has 14 rebounds and 10 assists to go along with that. And the Knicks get the ball first. Bojan Bogdanovic with a foul line jumper, and Batum is able to climb the ladder with that miss. Oubre gets the dribble handoff, and they'll try to take it and be aggressive. Can't get his own shot to go with the right-handed scoop. And Dante DiVincenzo corrals the board. It's DiVincenzo, McBride, Achua, Hart, and And Bogdanovic all out there. 87-61. Achua trying to go in towards the lane, and he knifes his way through and gets the right-handed sledgehammer to fall. It's a 28-point game at Madison Square Garden, and this is what you call a blowout right now. Oubre, being the point guard of this team, is really just acting like the point. The campaign is out there. Oubre's at the foul line, puts up a foul line J, and he's not hitting his shots, and the Sixers are just panicking right now to just try to get something to go. Bojan Bogdanovic with a pass out to McBride over at the top of the key. He actually is in between the circles, but he'll kick it out to Josh Hart. Bouncer towards the low block to Precious Achiuwa. The ball gets swatted away by Harris and stolen by Nick Batum. Bouncer to Hield. One more to Oubre, and Oubre slams it home. How tall is Greg Grant? You didn't answer the second part of the question, my guy. You got to answer both parts. 89-63. And you might not even be right. I said, who was the shortest 76er of all time, and how tall was he? And it might not even be Greg Grant. So, you got to give me both answers. That's all I got to say. If anybody else wants to participate in this, I would appreciate that. Timeout called by the New York Knicks, and we'll be right back. Frustrating. This team is sad. 13 people on here watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not done so already. If you guys would like to donate to the channel, I would really appreciate that so much. You know, we put out so much content on here, and I would really appreciate any sort of a donation. It would mean a lot to me because we put in a lot of hard work, you know, and we try to do this for you guys. And if you could give me a super chat down low, I would really appreciate that. Ryan Rose says Sean Bradley. I'm not even going to be hard on y'all tonight because there's only 12 people on here. So, is that Josh Harris at the game? I have no clue. Sean Bradley is incorrect. Okay, and Greg Grant is correct. Since we don't have a lot of people on here, I'll just tell you that Greg Grant is 5'7" and weighed 140 pounds. And he was the shortest 76er of all time. Played actually 9 years in the NBA from 1989 to 1996. So, spent some time, of course, with the Sixers. And that's who the shortest 76er of all time is. 5'7", 140 pounds. Another step off. We'll be right back. What's up, Gabe? I'll be right back. Sixers down by 26 points with 10:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dante DiVincenzo is able to catch and shoot, and he could not get the three to fall. It's a 26-point lead for New York. Harris out there for the Sixers. Oubre gets it and passes the hot potato to Buddy Hield. Hield will kick it out to Oubre, who tries to drive in, and we have a very late foul called. Josh Hart thought that maybe he got all ball. That was actually Bojan Bogdanovic that got called for the foul, and Oubre's going to go to the line. BNP is here. What's going on, man? How you doing, dude? Thanks so much for coming on here. Is this your first time on the channel? I appreciate that. Bolts Nation podcast. That's new. It's cool. See, you got a Tampa Bay Lightning logo next to your name. Is that what it is? Is that a Lightning thing? He says, what's up? What's up, Givanuts? Thanks so much for coming on here. 89-64 is the score of this game as Oubre is able to knock down the first foul shot. The Sixers have not put up a good performance today, in case you are just tuning in. Tyrese Maxey is back out there for Philadelphia, or did come back, I should say. Did return to action today, but of course he's currently not out there. Oubre missed the second foul shot and goes 1 for 2 from the line, and Josh Hart gets rebound number 15. That's just really wild. McBride getting to be the point this time around, and we'll kick it out to Bojan Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic with a step back two, and the ball gets airballed, and it goes out of bounds towards the baseline. So it's 89-64. FS, I figured it was you, but you gotta tell me who you are if you change your name, my guy. I figured it was you, but I can't just assume. Payne puts up a three from long distance, and hauling it in is Precious Achiuwa. DiVincenzo trying to work up against the Sixers zone defense again, and they seem to be doing a good job at that, and we have another foul on Campaign. That is his third personal foul. Does have to be careful, and the Sixers, I think that they're going to challenge this with 9:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. And that's what they'll do. A 25-point margin of difference in the scoring as the Knicks lead it 89-64. And the Sixers will be right back in just a few moments. I'm going to take another quick step off. All right, so the Sixers are down by 25 points. It's 89-64. Guys, I'm on the road to 1,800 subscribers. If you could really do me a solid and just tell more people about this channel and let us know what we do on here, it would really mean a lot to me. You can also donate to the channel down below and hit that super chat button on here. Try to give back to the channel as much as we possibly can. And you know, any sort of donation is a plus. But yes, I'm on the road to 1,800. I would really, I want us to get there at least before opening day. You know, I know that with these games sometimes, like, we don't really get as big of an audience, and it's not the size of the audience that matters. But I'm saying, you know, it would just mean really a lot to me if we could just get there. So, you know, I really want to kind of bang that drum because I want us to get over that hump. You know what I mean? I really, really do. So tell your friends and tell your family about this podcast and about what we do on here, this new wave of broadcasting. Appreciate it. All right. I have the you have the thing next to your name. But honestly, dude, like that doesn't mean anything. Like I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. We have other people too that have like changed their names on here and like changed their logos, and they have the wrench next to their name too. So I don't like want to screw it up because I have like 15, 20 people that have the wrench next to their name. So just because you have the wrench doesn't mean anything, So I wouldn't have known. I was thinking it was you, but there could have been 20 other people. It could have been Larry. It could have been Jiva Newts. It could have been anybody else. So, I just wanted to put it that way. We got 10 people on here watching. It's 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter here. Campaign will get it for Philadelphia and hand it off to Kelly Oubre Jr. Sixers again go from right to left. Oubre gets it back from Buddy Hield. Oubre to Harris at the top of the perimeter. Dribbles over towards the foul line. A step-back jumper is up, and it's too strong, and Achua hauls in the rebound. DiVincenzo gets the fast break pass at the logo. And we'll get a move on Buddy Hield. He'll try to go in towards the lane, and that's the fourth foul by Campaign. And more free throws coming up in just a little bit. The Sixers, yes, they're getting outscored by 25 points, but just to look and see what they have coming up ahead. I don't want us to lose sight of this. They play Milwaukee on Thursday. That's in Milwaukee. And then after that game, as DiVincenzo does hit the first foul shot, and it's a 90-64 ball game. But after that, they play Charlotte on Saturday at home, and then they're at home again versus Miami. And that's another big game. That game will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. And then they head out to the West Coast and play 4 games from Wednesday, March 20th to Monday, March 25th. All right. It's 91-64. Hield gets it, but it's stolen away by Precious Achua, and he gets the finger roll finish to go. But I don't know if they'll count it. We had a very late whistle. It was a kickball violation, technically, on Precious Achua. The ball hit his foot, and I don't know if I agree if that's a kickball violation or not, but that's just how it goes. 8 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And what has been a very ugly display out in New York. 27-point game. Appreciate you all so much for tuning in and for being really loyal to the channel. Payne will try to drive it, scoop it in towards KJ Martin, and Payne tries to save it as it goes to the bounds, and it'll still be Sixers ball with about 4.8 seconds to go on the shot clock. 8:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're going to leave this up here. For those of you that are just tuning in, I want to leave this up here. We're on the road. Where is it? To 1,800 subscribers. There we go. 4.8 seconds on the shot clock. Payne gets it, puts up a prayer from way downtown, and he can't get it. It was way too strong. And Josh Hart is able to grab another rebound. Hart all the way out to Achua. Achua will try to fake the handoff. It was actually knocked loose by Campaign, who gets the steal. Will try to Euro step it in towards the lane. Oubre got the rebound, and he does go up with a shot, and he's fouled for one as well, 91-66. The Sixers, they put up 79 points in the last game against the Knicks and just could not play good defense. Achua got the block. Oubre came over to the rescue to grab the rebound underneath the basket. It was really more towards the dunker spot, but Jeff Doughton Jr. will be the replacement for Buddy Hield. Not a good night for him at all whatsoever again. And at this point of his career, you know that he's not going to be as strong of a player, and he's just more about catching and shooting. But I still would like to see him try to get more points up there. The second foul, the foul shot goes in and out here. So, it's 91-66 KJ Martin. I think he's going by Kenyon Martin Jr. again, because I see Martin Jr. on the back of his jersey. So, Kenyon Martin Jr. It's 7:54 left to go. He got called for the foul. All right. 19 left on the shot clock. and 7:45 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 25-point performance. Jalen Brunson gets it over on the far wing. Shovel pass to McBride, who steps into a three-point shot, and kaboom goes the dynamite for Miles McBride. That's now the 12th three made tonight by the Knicks. Payne steps back on the elbow, dribble handoff to Reed. Reed back to Payne. Payne's teardrop floater is way too strong. Cam is 2 for 8 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown, and just has 6 points in this ball game. Hart trying to initiate some contact here, and they'll give it up to Miles McBride. Here's Jalen Brunson on a shovel pass inside. Another bouncer to McBride from Achua, who tries to cut in towards the lane, and the Sixers come up with another rebound. Payne outlet pass to Paul Reed. Reed fakes the dribble handoff and finds KJ Martin. Payne now stopping on the far elbow and chest passes it to Kelly Oubre Jr. 5 on the shot clock. Oubre with a step back tray. Martin can't get the rebound, and Josh Hart again times it perfectly. And this is so frustrating. Hart got fouled very hard by a Sixer player. That is rebound number 18 for Josh Hart. So he needs 2 more rebounds to get 20 boards. And again, this guy is 6'4", and it's all about effort. That's really what it comes down to. It is all about effort. They're just not making good plays at all whatsoever. Hart is now 29 years old. Of course, he went to Villanova and was the 30th overall pick by the Utah Jazz. But yeah, not a good game for the Sixers, just trying to box him out. That's his. He's averaging about 11.3 rebounds coming into today, this month, I should say. And then the last time he had 18 rebounds, it was against Golden State on February 29th. He had 18 boards and 14 points in that game to go along with it. But the last time that he had 20 rebounds, I actually think that could be a career high for him. I want to double check that. But Brunson will come on out, and he'll take a seat, and that's going to be it for him. He gets a standing ovation from the Knicks crowd. It's 95-66. The Sixers have 2 timeouts left. Hart is at the line, and he'll go to the line for one more, and he's able to put that one up and in. So 20 points and 18 rebounds and 10 assists for Josh Hart. What a ball game he has had. 95-66. Payne goes over towards the lane, goes up with a shot, and it's rebounded by you-know-who, Josh Hart. One more rebound for him to get a 20-point double-double. And triple-double. They still have the triple-double, but 20 figures in both the rebounding and the points departments. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and a whistle called on Miles McBride. Once again, with 5:55 left to go. Josh Hart, career-high rebounds. So let's see. So he tied his career high on November 25th of 2022, and he'll come out of the game, so they're not even going to let him play and try to set his new career high. But he comes out. Jericho Sims will be his replacement, and Josh Hart's night, it looks like it's done. But he ends the game with 20 points and 19 rebounds. He pumps his fist in front of the New York Knicks fans at Madison Square Garden. Payne to Ricky Council IV, and Council tries to be assertive and goes up with a shot, and he's fouled. So Council will head on over to the line to shoot 2 free throws, and I'm just really starting to wonder at this point, like, why he's not out there playing more compared to Tobias Harris. It makes no sense. He's the 6th player, Josh Hart, in Knicks history with 4 triple-doubles in a season. So that's quite a feat for him. 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go in what has been a very slow and painful, if you're a Sixers fan, fourth quarter. 95-67. Council does make the first free throw, and he'll go to the line for one more for this pair here. Yeah. The second foul shot by Ricky is good as he drains that one. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. A 27-point lead for the New York Knicks. Burks gets it at the logo. Dribbles around towards the left side. Zigzags through the lane. Kicks it out to McBride for a near corner three. And now it's been the Miles McBride show in this fourth quarter. It's a 30-point lead for the Knicks. And now 98-60. Miles McBride with 9 points. He's 3 for 5 from downtown. Doughton Jr. still out there for the Sixers. They have unleashed their entire bench. Doughton finds Reed with 4.5 on the shot clock. Reed spinning, rolling towards the lane, and he got the little sky hook to go. That was a pretty impossible shot for Paul Reed, and he makes another nice little shot there. 10 and 5 for him, just 5 rebounds and 10 points. Ricky Council the fourth will try to get through Alec Burks, and Jericho Sims sets up a nice little screen there. McBride trying to take on Doughton Jr. Kick out to Achua for a three on the far corner. He can't get it. And the tip goes into the hands of Achua again, and he gets the little dunk to go. So more tip passes that just go into the hands of a Knicks player, and the Sixers continue to just get out-rebounded. Nothing else new. KJ Martin with an unorthodox runner goes up, and that's going to go out of bounds. It hit off the back of the rim, and go out of bounds towards the far sideline, that is. The Sixers again will be back in action. They play the Milwaukee Bucks. That'll be on Thursday night. The Bucks are actually in Sacramento tonight, and they're looking to try to secure the second seed, but they're fighting with the Cleveland Cavaliers, as it's really close between them and the Cavs for the second and third. Bogdanovich was at the top of the key, but McBride's like, let me just take it to the lane myself, and that's what he'll do. A 32-point lead with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go. It's just been all Knicks in this second half, and nothing really Sixers going on. RB says the Sixers have blatantly given up tonight. That's an understatement. That's definitely an understatement. Yeah. Well, for those of you that are still tuning in, I really do appreciate the love and the support that you guys have given me. You guys are the best. I really see who's loyal to the channel when we're in a blowout like this. We got 10 lovely people on here. It does mean a lot that I have you guys. It really does. Even when the team's not doing well, I see who the real people are, But I also understand, I get it from a fan perspective. Would I want to really be tuning in if I'm a Sixers fan and my team's getting blown out by 32 points? Not really. But we have a broadcast to do. And for those of you that don't just look at it from that perspective and actually look at it from just the game perspective and look at it too from just supporting me, that means more than words. And I will forever be in debt for that. Yeah, I've been trying to join your streams, but I've usually ended up missing it by quite a bit. Flyers win, says Larry. Well, that's good. I feel a comeback, says Will McKay. Sorry that I haven't been on as much as I have in the past. Dude, don't worry. You're totally fine. 102-70, 3:40 left in the fourth quarter. Campaign drives it towards the lane, goes up with a shot, and he's fouled immediately underneath the basket. Again, we're on the road to 1,800, so tell your friends. We need 17 more subscribers. 17, man, in order for us to get to 1,800. All right? If you guys know somebody that would love to subscribe to my channel and do me a solid, please, it would mean the world to me. I just really want to see I want to see that number get to 1,800. But yes. All right, we're going to continue to put this up here so that way you guys can see it for yourselves. Tell your wives, tell your sisters, tell your brothers, tell your amigos, tell your peers about this channel. If you guys know anybody, if you know a human being, that's all you got to do. Just tell them. All right, so Campaign, who got called for a shooting foul, has 7 points, and it's a 31-point game. The Sixers just have one timeout left. Burks for three, puts it up. It's a little short. Jericho Sims with the offensive rebound. They swing it around the timeline. Burks goes up with a shot again. He's fouled. That was actually Shake Milton, who's basically their fourth-string shooting guard. If he was on the Sixers, I'll be honest, he would probably be one of the guys that's in the rotation, in the third unit or so. But that's how much depth this Knicks team has. And Shake is able to put up a foul shot, and that one goes in. So that would be really awesome. 103-71, Campaign will sub out. He had a really bad night tonight, and the second foul shot by Shake Milton is good. That would be really awesome. William McKay says, smiley face. He has a little smiley face. He says, you'll hit 2,000 subs before June 1st. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Hield is over at the logo. And dribbles over towards the left side. Will try to take it right towards the elbow. Goes up with an elbow jumper and connects the dots for two. 104-73. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in quarter number 4. And it's a 31-point lead. This is one of the largest leads for the Knicks in regards to the margin of a difference this season. The blocked shot is made by Ricky Council IV, and that was a good defensive play. Paul Reed got the defensive rebound, too. Council drives it in towards the lane. Goes up with a shot again. Puts it up. Can't get it. Reed tips it up and in. And the Sixers will cut it to a 29-point deficit, if that even matters at this point. They're only down by 9 threes. Well, really, it's 10 threes. They just got to make 10 threes in a row, and then they win. That's it. Just make 10 threes and play some good defense. McBride for two. Well, now it would be 11 threes. 106-75. 155 left to go. They could also use maybe a 4-point play here. McBride has 13 points. He's 3 for 5 from 3. Council goes up with a shot, and even though he misses it, you got to give him. You got to tip the cap to him for at least going out there with some effort. Doughton Jr. playing defense on Miles McBride, who has the Midas touch, and hands it off to Sims. Sims with a dribble handoff to Shake Milton, who will try to kick it in towards the lane. A little alley-oop pass is no good. Jericho Sims, the timing was a little bit off, but they reset. 3-point shot by Burks, no good. And the Sixers come up with a rebound. It's Jeff Doughton Jr., who was picked up by the Sixers, used to play for Nick Nurse. He was in the G League for the Raptors 905. 3-point shot, no good. Corralling the misses. Alec Burks, 1:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's a 31-point game, and the Knicks are just 1 minute and 2 seconds away from winning the regular season series against the Sixers and going up 2 games against them. So their magic number really over the Sixers is 3 because of that. Hield steps back, pulls up for 3, can't get it. Reed with the offensive rebound and goes up with a shot, and he's fouled with 46.3 seconds to go. At this point, the Sixers are just buying time here. That's all that they're doing. William McKay says, "Let's go." You'll hit 2,000 subs before June 1st. I don't know about that, man. I really don't know. You can't really time these things out. I've noticed that, and this is nothing bad, but, we really got a lot of Phillies fans on here because part of the main reason why is because, nobody else was doing Phillies games. We have more competition with Sixers stuff on here. That's a good thing, and I enjoy that for sure. But, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how baseball season goes. I know that that's going to really take off for sure because nobody else does it. 106-77, 37 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, 13 on the shot clock. And Bojan Bogdanovic will dribble it out, hand it off. Lots of dribble handoffs this time to Shake Milton, who goes up with a prayer from long range. And the block was made. Buddy Hield with a rebound. Outlet pass to Ricky Council IV. And the Sixers do get a bucket. 20 seconds to go, and the Knicks are going to dribble this one out as they win by 27 points. They really outplayed the Sixers in that second half, and to be particular and more precise, in that third quarter, they were outstanding. They've held opponents to under 80 points in 3 consecutive games. The Knicks, that is, for the first time since 2000. So that is a milestone for them. Josh Hart was just one rebound away from creating a career high. He tied his career high. That's the second time he's done that in the rebounding department. He had 20 points, 19 rebounds, and 11 assists to end the day today. He was absolutely magnificent, and he has to be the player of the game for the New York Knicks. And, well, he was sensational. Jalen Brunson also played really, really well, too. Final thoughts on the game. I don't really have too much else to say, but I will say this. This is really frustrating, and this is me putting on the podcaster hat right now. This game was just, the Sixers were getting outplayed, but now it's at the point where Tobias put up a donut in the first half and just was really unacceptable. The team as a whole just gave you a flat-out garbage performance. Hey, they put up the same amount of points that they actually won with in their last game. So, hey, 79 points. They won 79-73 in the last game on Sunday versus the Knicks. But 79 was not the good number today. They lost 106-79 to a Knicks team who just got back OG Anunoby and are playing at a really high level still. But yeah, very tough. And I'm at the point where I'm not going to do a post-game show tonight. Eventually, we are going to get back to doing the post-game shows, but I'm just, it is so annoying just to see Tobias Harris out there and just giving you flat-out disgraceful performances. Buddy Hield is not really putting up as many shots as you would like. Tyrese Maxey, was nice to see him back in action tonight. That was a positive for sure. There was just not a lot of effort tonight. I feel like that they either A, ran out of gas, and just B, did not put in a good performance at all whatsoever. They were getting out-rebounded. I know Josh Hart's a really good rebounder, but it just seems like he explodes every single time on this team. And you just wish that other guys would be able to rebound the basketball a lot better. Mo Bamba, a guy that's 7 feet tall, didn't even jump for a rebound. The ball went out of his left hand. He tried to make a basket catch, and then it was tipped out by Josh Hart. It's about effort. That's what it comes down to. If you want that rebound, you're 7 feet tall, you jump up and you grab it. I know it sounds simple. And I know I'm not saying that I can do that, but it's just, you got to play with heart out there. No pun intended. Hart obviously plays with heart. But, again, the Flyers won, but this team, really a disgraceful display tonight. And I can't really fault Kelly Oubre Jr. The shots weren't falling for him. But Buddy has to play better. Kyle Lowry and the rest of the team has to play better. But they have a chance, again, to go at it against Milwaukee. And let's just hope that Joel Embiid comes back sooner than what the report was tonight. That's also not good news, in my opinion. The fact that he may not even be ready by the end of the month tells me that that this team is not being straightforward. You ask for a timeline, and you never get it with this team. You never get a timeline of when somebody's actually going to return. That's with Melton. That's with Covington. And it's sickening. It is. It's so frustrating. So that's just me venting a little bit. But I do love you guys. If you guys have anything else that you want to add, feel free to do so. But I love you all. And we'll be back on Thursday. We definitely will be back on Thursday for the next Philadelphia 76ers game. Mediocre at best without Embiid. Call it like a spade, man. Call a spade a spade. They are not good without Joel. They underperform, and they're just a totally different team. Again, the surrounding pieces are great for Joel, but if you don't have him, it's just how it goes, man. It's tough. Larry says, thanks for the great call. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys for being here. Again, the 6 of you that have stayed on, you're the real ones, man. It does mean a lot. We'll get to 1,800 soon, hopefully. Would love us to get there. Love you guys. Catch you all in the next one. Good night.